Good evening and welcome to Parliamentary News on the Nigerian Television Authority. I am John Yaku. On the headlines, Senate confirms appointment of Justice Stanley Adekule Lawal as President of the Customary Court of the Federal Capital Territory.
Will the Senate confirm the nomination of Honorable Justice Stanley Adekule Lawal?
President Pan-African Parliament Fortune Churumbira congratulates Muslim Ummah at the commencement of Ramadan fast. Plus, 34-year-old member-elect unseats Speaker Yobe State House of Assembly as the youngest female parliamentarian gives hope for women participation in politics.
One thing I believe in life is we will always face this.
Senate appointment of Justice Stanley Adekule Lawal as the substantive President of the Customary Court of Appeal of the Federal Capital Territory. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports that Justice Adekule has been on acting capacity since October 2022.
The Senate
On the 28th of February 2023, Senate received presidential request for the confirmation of Justice Stanley Adekule Lawal as President of the Customary Court of Appeal of the Federal Capital Territory. 22 days after, the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters has screened the nominee and recommended his confirmation.
On the confirmation of the nomination of Honorable Justice Stanley Adekule Lawal for appointment as the substantive President of the Customary Court of Appeal of the Federal Capital Territory.
Will the Senate confirm the nomination of Honorable Justice Stanley Adekule Lawal for appointment as the substantive President of the Customary Court of Appeal of the Federal Capital Territory? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Antonio Juku was also confirmed for reappointment as the Executive Secretary of the National Human Rights Commission. Senate passed the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Act Amendment Bill, while the Nigeria College of Taxation and Fiscal Studies Establishment Bill, sponsored by Senator Sabi Abdullahi, and the bill by Senator Sani Musa on the Nigerian Content in Program Contract, Science, Engineering, Technology and Innovation, passed second reading.
Capacity development is central to effective tax administration.
Technology and innovation for the promotion of technological innovations needed to drive national competitiveness, productivity, and economic activities.
This bill will assist in the import substitution strategy of the federal government.
Senator Gabriel Suswam drew the attention of the Senate to the attacks on communities in Kwande local government area of Benue State as he called for reinforcement of security operatives in the area. Chairman, Senate Committee on Appropriations, Senator Jibrin Barau, has said competence and provisions of the Senate standing orders should guide the election of the President of the Senate. He was speaking when he briefed Senate correspondents on the election of the President of the 10th Senate.
It is the tradition all over the world. So it's there in our rules. It's there in our rules that, and this rule is a product of the Constitution. Section 60 gives the latitude to the National Assembly to create means of regulating its procedure.
Senator Barau is optimistic that the 10th Senate will build on the achievements of the 9th Assembly. Senate has adjourned plenary to 28th of March 2023. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
The House of Representatives has considered and approved a legislation with provision to reform the administration and management of custom and excise in Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the bill seeks to, among others, make the appointment of only career personnel of the service as Comptroller General of Nigerian Customs.
The draft legislation to reform the Nigeria Customs Service is coming 63 years after the first act came into operation. Some of the changes are in relation to funding, appointments and recruitments in the service.
Whoever is going to be the Comptroller General of Customs, it's going to come within the service. That is, the President shall appoint a career officer not below the rank of Assistant Comptroller General of Customs. Now, the funding is going to come out from this bill. They will be taking their funding from 4% FOB, freight on board.
An overriding benefit of the reform is improving the use of technology to increase revenue generation. This bill had earlier been forwarded to the President for assent, but was returned due to some observations in some of the clauses, which were amended and approved at today's sitting.
The corrections are just reduced to the areas of concern. That's why we are having this document.
Also, the House Committee on National Security and Intelligence submitted the reports of the Conference Committee on a bill to establish the National Center for the Coordination and Control of Proliferation of Small Arms and Light Weapons following its harmonization with the Senate. House members passed for second reading a bill forwarded from the Senate for concurrence, which seeks the establishment of National Food Safety Council and National Food Safety Management Committee,
with the objective of ensuring that food and food safety risks are effectively managed.
The bill has been forwarded to a committee of the whole for further legislative action. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
The President of the Pan-African Parliament, Fortune Chorumbira, has congratulated Muslim Ummah on the commencement of the holy month of Ramadan. The President of the Pan-African Parliament, in a statement, prayed Allah to accept the fasting and supplications of the faithful. He called for petitions to Allah for peace, security and stability of the African continent and strengthening of bonds of solidarity among Africans. The governorship and houses of assembly elections have come and gone. However, in Yobe State, the election produced one of the biggest upsets in the history of the 32-year-old state, as a 34-year young man, Lawan Musa, defeated 7th Speaker Yobe State House of Assembly. This the not too young to run bill signed by President Muhammadu Buhari in May 2018 is encouraging more youth participation in politics. Ibrahim Bashir Nababa reports.
Jostling for the 24 state assembly seats in Yobe State reaches its climax at the just concluded March 18th elections. Guru 2 state constituency, however, produced one of the much talked about results in the public domain and sections of the media in recent days for one reason. This is because this unknown young chap, Musa Lawan Majakura, and the holder of HND in Business Administration and Management, who volunteers as a school teacher but with no political experience, contested on the platform of the People's Democratic Party and scuttled the 6th-term bid of the current Speaker, Yobe State House of Assembly. The 34-year-old proud fisherman Musa says fishing is the main source of his livelihood, and with it also support his constituents as well as his political ambition based on appeals from the electorate to contest. On why he joined politics, the member-elect simply answered that he wants to utilize his position as a lawmaker to empower and bring more development to his people, considering that they are lagging compared to their counterparts across the state.
I want to assure that my constituency, I shall give them good representation.
It is just a matter of time when this fisherman-turned-legislator will be inaugurated in the 8th Yobe State House of Assembly after expiry of the tenure of the current lawmakers. From Damaturu, Bashir Nababa, NTA News.
2 female candidates of the APC have emerged in the just concluded State House of Assembly elections in their constituencies in Kogi State. Ajibola Christopher reports that this brings the number of female lawmakers to 3 since the inauguration of the State Assembly in 1992.
The current 7th House of Assembly in Kogi State has 25 members, all males, and APC members representing the 21 local government areas. In the just concluded State Assembly election in Kogi State and 8th Assembly, 2 female candidates of the All Progressive Congress APC have emerged as members-elect. The female members-elect are Comfort Onuchola, who won in Ibaji, pulling 7,718 votes, while Omotayo Ishaya won in the Jumu constituency with 8,568 votes to defeat other contestants.
As a woman representing the constituency, I promise quality representation, and I promise I will carry the women folks, the men, the youth along in all spheres of programs in Ibaji.
I will bring dividends of democracy to my people. I will make sure I make youth the women and the men, everybody around me happy.
It simply means that we're going to have women issues come to the fore, and it's going to mean that women voices will be heard in politics. And so it's something that we encourage going forward, that we need more women, we need more inclusion in our politics.
Meanwhile, APC has won 10 seats.
By the power conferred on me as the returning officer of either constituency House of Assembly election, I hereby declared Usman Halitu Adejo of APC having satisfied the requirement of the law and is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
Definitely, I want to put in my best, and I'll put in my best, and they should expect a vibrant legislature from me.
PDP secured 2 seats in Basa and Ogori-Magongo constituency. ADC candidate won in Yagba West constituency out of the result declared by INEC so far. The people of Kogi State have high expectations from the 8th Assembly.
And I believe those people coming behind us, I am appealing to them, sincerely speaking, they need to be patient with the government. That you are here to make law for the good citizens of Kogi State. You are here to serve your people. The service of people that sent you to represent them should be paramount to them.
They must remember that a day of accountability is coming. Because when you win an election, you are taking oath with a Bible or Quran, thinking that it's just a literature book. It's not. It's an acid test. That is, you must readjust and be fair at all.
What is important is all hands should now come together so that they can all work and see how we can deliver the state using the State House of Assembly.
The 2 female lawmakers elect in Kogi State have added to the number of lawmakers in elective positions across the country in 2003 general elections. Ajibola Christopher, NTA News.
The Not Too Young to Run Act and women involvement in politics is gradually taking roots in Nigerian politics, as noticed in the 2023 general elections, with 3 youths in their 20s elected as members of Kwara State House of Assembly. One of them is 26-year-old Rukiyat Shitu, elected as member to represent Owode Onire constituency in the 10th Assembly. Kainde Omolosho reports.
Onire Owode State constituency election of APC, having satisfied the requirement of the law, is hereby declared the winner and return elected.
INEC returning officer Akim Ijaya declaring Rukayat Shitu as winner in Owode Onire constituency election. Shitu's journey to being elected as a member of the State House of Assembly is not a bed of roses.
It wasn't something so easy, very challenging. There are a lot of obstacles. But one thing I believe in life is we will always face this. Even outside politics, there is life. So it is full of roller coasters. We have seen this. It is just about how we manage it, how we drink water to all of this thing. But at the end, I am glad we are all smiling for victory.
As a member of the 10th Assembly, what will our focus be?
In my own manifesto, which I put out during my declaration of intention, then I put 4 points out, which the first one is the quality representation, while the second one is the legislative advancement, the third one is the executive oversight, and the fourth one is the constituency outreach. And when we talk about this constituency outreach, it is about needs assessment. Whatever I will be doing there, it will be based on need assessment. And anybody that is coming in to support this cause, that want to collaborate with this cause, we will firstly go on needs assessment.
The 26-year-old state lawmaker-elect was born in Maya village. She is a mass communication graduate of the National Open University of Nigeria. During her undergraduate days, she was a student representative. Rukayat is the first Senate President of the Congress of Open University of Nigeria and was publicity secretary for a pro-democracy group, Kwara Must Change. She was the head of the news department of a Kwara-based online newspaper after graduating from the National Open University of Nigeria in 2022. Kainde Omolosho, NTA News.
Let's now join our correspondent Vivian Idekpefo in her earlier interview with member-elect for Bileri Balanga Federal Constituency in Gombe State, Ali Isajesi. Vivian, it's over to you.
Honorable, we congratulate you on your
return, let me put it that way, to the National Assembly, and would like to know a general assessment of the election held recently, especially because you're a beneficiary.
Let me also commend the Nine Assembly for initiating and working on the Electoral Act. The Electoral Act actually assisted a lot of loopholes and problems we experienced in the past. But while generally I will commend the electoral body in most of the activity, even though there are a lot of shortcomings, there are a lot of problems experienced from the presidential, the National Assembly elections, and the governorship elections, and the state assembly elections. The National Assembly elections being the first election that was conducted, that is the presidential and the National Assembly, there were a lot of hope, there were a lot of confidence by Nigerians. So Nigerians came out in mass and voted during the first elections. In most of the cases of fevers not functioning were minimal. In some cases, the arrival of materials that the electoral body tried by ensuring that the electoral materials arrive in good time, in good locations, in all the units, and the elections was conducted peacefully. The security agents were also available to give all the necessary support. There were a lot of checks, including the cases of vote buying, the cases of intimidations of voters. In the first election, the cases were very minimal. So I want to commend the electoral body.
What then should your constituents be expecting from you?
Let me start by thanking my constituents for giving me another opportunity to represent in this National Assembly. I also want to thank them for having confidence in me, and I assure them I will never fail them. As usual, they know me very well. They have assessed my performance in the past, and they have seen what I've done. The most important thing I want to assure them that we are going to ensure a true representation. We are going to represent our people. We are going to ensure that fairness, equity, and justice is maintained in the National Assembly.
So, what would you suggest should be the way that the legislature can balance this relationship with the executive while still maintaining public trust?
The Nigerian Constitution clearly specifies responsibilities of lawmakers. It also specifies the responsibilities of the executive arm of government. In any situations, I believe and I feel that every arm of government should maintain and respect the other arm of government by ensuring they do their responsibilities as stated in the constitutions. Our main interest, both the executive and legislative arm, is to ensure to bring development in the society, to ensure that the country is improved, to come out from the situation we are finding ourselves in this country. So if the main intention is how to improve the life of the common man, I see no any reason why there will be issues between the executive and the legislative arm. We will give them all the necessary support.
Now, you are from the 8th Assembly and you are coming with a wealth of experience to the 10th Assembly. What should Nigerians be expecting?
Nigerians should expect a lot of amendment. We definitely have to look for a lot of amendment in the constitutional sections and also the electoral act. Apart from that, as I earlier said, we also work with the executive to ensure that we unite this country. We also, Nigerians should expect a lot from the 10th Assembly. We will work with the executive to ensure that this country has come out from the present situation.
Thank you so much for being.
Thank you, Vivian. Now let's go on a short break. Don't go away.
NTA Parliament is a dedicated 24-hour channel that broadcasts the activities of the Nigerian Senate, Federal House of Representatives, and all the 36 state houses of assembly. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Welcome back. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared 28 candidates of the PDP and 4 of APC as winners of the 10th Oyo State House of Assembly. Omole reports that 2 of the elected lawmakers are female.
Out of the 32 lawmakers elect announced by INEC in Oyo State after the polls, 15 are returning members, while 17 are new members for the incompetent assembly in the Pace-setter states. The 2 political parties in the assembly will be PDP and APC, where 28 members in the majority are PDP and the minority party has 4 members. Further analysis revealed that the 4 minority lawmakers are from Oyo North in Okiogun area of the state. Their constituencies are Irepo, Olorunshogo, Kajola, Orelope, and Shaki West. While 30 of the lawmakers elect are male, the remaining 2 are female from Ogbomoso North and Ibadan North 1 state constituencies. Among the returning members is the Speaker of the present 9th Assembly, Adebo Ogundoyin, while the only female member, Wumi Oladeji, lost her re-election bid. In Ibadan, Oyeyinka Omole, NTA News.
Elsewhere, the Independent National Electoral Commission in Kebbi State has declared elections in 8 constituencies of the House of Assembly inconclusive. Abdul Jalil Muhammad Bawa has more.
That Usman Muhammad of APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared
that Naamur Umar Mohammed of PDP, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and returned elected.
The House of Assembly election results were announced at the constituency level, with the APC winning 12 seats in Zuru, Suru, Bagudu West and East, Dandi and Faka local government areas. The APC also clinched seats in Shanga, Donkowasagu East and West, as well as Birnin Kebbi North and South. Although APC clinched in Gaski local government area, INEC says it was under duress. The PDP clinched 4 seats in Aleru, Bunza, Argungu and Yauri. That of Yauri, INEC also says it was under duress. The 8 seats where elections have been declared inconclusive is Mayama, Jega, Augi, Kokobese, Kalgu, Sakaba, Ariwa and Gwandu. The Director of Operations of INEC in Kebbi State, Isa Ismail, who spoke off camera, says supplementary elections will be held in these areas at a later date. In Birnin Kebbi, Abdul Jalil Muhammad Bawa, NTA News.
As members of the 7th Nasarawa State Assembly merge, expectations are high among the people as regard meeting their yearnings for quality legislation. Correspondent Issa Muhammad reports that this is against the backdrop of campaign promises by the new assembly members.
The 2023 Nasarawa State House of Assembly election is now a mixed bag of political parties from what it used to be, where the ruling parties dominate majority seats. Now, the 7th Assembly has 11 lawmakers from the All Progressive Congress, APC, 8 from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, 2 from the Social Democratic Party, SDP, and another 2 members from the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, while 1 state constituency is pending to make it the total of 24 members of the State Assembly, as at the time of filing the reports. The people are hopeful that the composition of the state legislature, found around different political platforms, will produce fruitful deliberations with quality laws and resolutions that will move the state forward and add value to the lives of the people.
It's not about the number of bills you turn up.
it's important, but the quality of the bill and how it affects the people of the state is the most important part of it. So, but credit must be given to them that they actually worked, and they worked for the number of bills that have been turned up. But the point is, it's about how it affects the people is the most important thing, and that's what they should look at in the next legislative assembly.
And we are happy to see the combination of various political parties in the House, in the 7th Assembly, because this is the right time to have a better legislation in Nasarawa State. Because expectedly, you know, that is why during deliberations in making laws, you see, you find out that the whole House, if they are made up of one major political party, they will concur to the law, whether it is positive or negative. You see, but now with a lot of political parties, there will be heated deliberation in any bill presented before the House. So Nigerians should expect a better legislation, a better Nigeria, better Nasarawa State with this assembly.
Making of a bill is not a one-man show. And that's why you see it's more about creation of agenda setting, and there is a model for that. They don't sit down at home or in their room to come up with that bill. They're supposed to go back to their constituency, get information from their constituency, what they actually need, and from then they build on that. And when they build on that, and they can be able to come up with a very informed, very robust, and a very dependable fact to make it a policy agenda to the government.
So with the crowds of the different political parties at the either National Assembly or state assemblies, we expect to see vibrant legislations coming up. We expect to see the opposition political parties checking the excesses of the ruling political party, and by so doing, we'll be able to achieve the better essence of representation at both the state level and the national level. So I think the best thing to do is to go back to the grassroots and look at what society is lacking, then come up with bills that will be implementable, that when put into practice, people will benefit from it.
They advise the legislators to work on their abilities to sponsor private bills that have direct bearing on the lives of the people in their constituencies and the entire state for growth and development. In Lafia, I am Issam Hamad, NTA News.
That's it on the news this evening. Thank you for watching. Do keep a date with us.